Welcome to Reality Brewing. Yes, this is the Picnic Tap 2.0. We're going to go over it. Some options, some good, some indifferent. That's about it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate it. If you've used the Spundit 2.0 or you've used the Floating Dip Tube or Floating Dip Tube 2.0, you're aware. Trong lives in California, makes things like this, invents really cool home inventions right out of his house, right here in the USA. Yeah, very, very cool. This video is a little overdue. He sent this to me to test and review, and I've been testing it. I've had other people test it and really haven't had any issues with it. I like it a lot. I like the size. That is one of my biggest things. I also like that I can swivel this thing around. There's just lots of little things I like a lot. There are things to be aware of and nothing major, just things to be aware of. First, I'm gonna go over some basics on this thing. If you use a little keg like this, 64 ounce or the 1 gallons, I think it's a 128, which is 128 ounces. Yeah, 128 gallons. It's like, you know, the blue box in Doctor Who. It's bigger inside. Now, 128 ounces or 1 US gallon. This is perfect. I mean, this is like so perfect. And yes, I've got a tube going to my Keyser. It's because my CO2 cartridges are getting really low and my son has most of those because he comes over and takes a gallon at a time or 2 gallons. So sometimes 3. But the Picnic Tap 2.0 has some competition out there, and I'll go over the competition. But it is currently the only tap that, as he says, allows you to pour faster by increasing head pressure. According to what Trong has tested, all existing taps that he has tested are a little slower by reducing the pressure, which I have definitely reduced pressure using the classic Picnic tap. And these things are a pain to take apart and get really clean. But this is a really, really cool tap because it allows you to pour higher carbonated beer or, hey, seltzer, whatever you want, hard seltzer, without having to turn the pressure down. And I have done that. I've been pouring some beers a little lower, some a little higher. And if you barely turn it, you will get a little foam up. If you turn it all the way up, yeah, like I said, I've been testing it. If you turn it all the way up, it pours really well. If you take it off and it still has a little pressure in the tube and you open it up, you're gonna get sprayed like I just did. But I've had that with other tap systems, so it's definitely not a unique feature, but hey, I'll leave that in the video just for you. And if you're seeing the little hot box up there, yeah, that's another video. You have to check that out. That's already out. But yes, like I said, higher levels of carbonation. It has a very low, as he says, low thermal mass, which I'm not a scientist and he really is, but it has what they call a compact progressive flow reducer. And would you like to see one? Sometimes things sound more complex than they are, but this is a really cool piece. This little tiny piece of swivel. Yeah, I'd like to say it's plastic, but I don't know what it is. It's food grade, it's safe, but yeah, it allows the beer to flow while maintaining pressure without spraying everywhere. And you can break some of these little barbs off if you really wanted to increase how quickly it poured. Even at full range, you can break some of them off. And yes, you can buy more of them. That's what's in here, is this little piece is shoved inside of here. Now, when you buy one of these, and no, this is not an affiliate link. I'm not doing any kind of an affiliate thing here. He just asked me to do a review, give him some information. Didn't even have to do a YouTube video. I am doing one. This piece has been removed because this will not fit in here without it being removed. That little flare, I'm gonna call it. So he sends you one that has the flare already removed, so it slides all the way in. You twist it on, and let's say you twist it on and it ends up like that. Well, the front is a swivel, so you can adjust it however you need. Very, very easy to adjust. What's the competition? I know, you're like, what? What's the competition? Well, you have the Picnic tap, which I know recently, you got this thing floating around and trying to get it under here. They have a little hook that you can buy. Yeah, whatever. They have a stainless steel version of this. I can't imagine trying to clean that too. Probably got the same issues. And then you have this, which I've given my son before, which is really crazy front heavy. It is an inner tap. The only benefit I see with an inner tap or the flow control is that you can control the flow. It'll pour a little slower. This is going to do a better job at pouring. You could put a stout tip on it, because you can change the tips out. So you can put a little stout tip on there and you could use that to get a little more froth going on a nice stout that you want it very frothy. That is a benefit that I've seen on this. Now that I've said that, Trong will probably invent a frother on the front of these. Trust me, he's that smart. He's just genius. He comes up with some really cool things. He's got a lot of stuff out that I've seen that he's been working with that he's not released yet to the public down the road, and that's some of the stuff he's been working on for years. I'm like chomping at the bit. Come on, Trong, release some of this stuff. It looks cool. But you don't need a disconnect because, well, he's going to send you one that's been modified specifically for this. It does not require a beer line. Yeah, that's just, I mean, one less thing I got to worry about because, yes, I throw these away occasionally and put a new beer line on there. Don't really want to count on that being super clean when it's been sitting in my son's fridge for a few months. You don't need a drip tray. As soon as you close it, it doesn't drip unless you open it back up like I just did and get sprayed, but that's just me. Doesn't foam at 15 PSI or higher. Unless you go crazy, of course, you know, you go crazy, you're going to be asking for it. It's going to like, you know, yeah, you get it. I would say it doesn't discharge by just all of a sudden dripping, which I have had one of these drip before, but yeah, unless you turn the thing, it will discharge and get you wet. Supposedly it doesn't break easily, which is very solid. I definitely agree with that. Does not use key components from China. It's, like I said, made in California. He makes it right in his own house or workshop. And inexpensive. I'm not going to quote price because prices sometimes change over time, but it is very cost effective. It's reusable, it lasts, doesn't have that little rubber thing in there. And he also will be selling the twist head replacements and pieces like that, Allen wrench that you need if you don't already have one. I believe it's a MO9 or 9, I don't know what that means, but I'm not a mechanical person. So you understand what I'm saying. But let's test this. Let's jump right in and just test it right away. I will leave a link down in the description if he's got it on eBay. He didn't have it on eBay last time I checked, but I believe he's probably got it by now. So I have CO2 coming in here. It's coming in at 12 PSI. I have an IPA in here, West Coast. Let's make sure I turn this off. Yeah, I probably should mention this. It says, and I know you may not be able to see it, it says open, it has an arrow. And if you turn it opposite, it will, yeah, it'll spray if it's still in front. It'll click, so you know it's closed. So I don't care how good it is, if you plug something in under pressure and it's open, you're gonna get sprayed. So I'll do a little glass because I don't know what I'm doing yet. And I'm gonna show you, if you go low, you're gonna get a little foam. See? Now, if I go, I'm gonna open it all the way up. I'm full blast right there. It's coming out nice. It's not pouring out, but it's got a reducer in there intentionally so you don't end up with a ton of foam, but you get a nice pour. Now, if I do this and let it splash, I'm gonna get a little bit more head. Okay, just saying, but yeah, there you go. And yeah, my beer's pretty clear, but not easily seen. There we go, I can see it there with the light, but that's perfect. I mean, I've got a nice little head on there. I've got the nice beer in there. It's perfect. And I can do it again and again, as long as I open it all the way up. If you do just barely, it's gonna foam up because you're restricting it so badly, it just is. Close it again, same thing. If I want more foam on there, let it splash. We've all done that. Okay, shake it out, you know what I'm talking about? It's one of my West Coast IPAs I made a little while back. It's got a little age on it, so it's not quite as good as it was right out of the keg the first time, but it is still very nice, very smooth, nice carbonation, nice head. You know, Picnic Tap 2.0, it does really well. You can use your current CO2, or you can use things like these. I had another one, but my son still has it. More regulators. Got your CO2 cartridge, twist on for these. Plugs in over here. That's why he's been doing it at an angle, because the metal one, it's like that. It's not up. Okay, whatever. It works. I'm not really worried. I'm going to show you again. If you want it to foam up, barely turn it. Okay, now I can't even get the foam. Okay, now it doesn't even want to foam up on me. Usually if I barely turn it, I get a little foam. But if you twist it full open, I mean, most of them, you do full open, you're going to have a buttload of foam. Yeah, I'm all good there. But it's super simple. Click on, click off. Click on, what's that? Clap on, clap off. That'll be the next invention. That'll be 3.0. But cool little spiral in there. He did say you could break off pieces of that and it would help to increase the flow even faster, so it would come out even faster. I have been playing with this thing for over a month and a half, going on 2 months, and I have not really found anything wrong with it, except, and I've done that before, where I take it off, it's under pressure, I twist it, and I forget and I get sprayed. Yeah, last time it was in my face, so it is what it is. Didn't mean to do it again this time, but I did. But I mean, beautiful pour. It's very, very small. I don't have this thing sticking out of here like this, you know, and this is very heavy. I think this is probably like 50 times heavier. It's insane. I can barely feel this, and this is very heavy. So I have that. I don't have a cord hanging out here like this that I have to, you know, tuck around. And this goes into my son's fridge at his house, not his beer fridge. He doesn't have one of those. He just has a fridge. So that makes it nice and easy. Now he does have this thing over here, and the other one I bought him was a little smaller, but it's pretty compact. I like it. He can pop it off if he wants to save some space, pop it back on. It twists, like I said, that's one thing that's really cool is if you tighten it on and it's not lined up right, you can twist it. It's not gonna leak, you're fine. It doesn't drip. I mean, it's probably got something wet up. Yeah, okay, there's a little moisture still in there, but it's not sitting there dripping. I'm good with that. I like it a lot. I think it's very cool. It's extremely well thought out. I can only imagine he was probably working on this for an extremely long period of time because I had seen a few little pictures in the background on things that he was doing. He also has a modification if you're into those little Heineken kegs and you like Heineken, things like that. Yeah, I know. You're like, huh, Heineken? Yeah, Heineken, whatever. He has a modification for that. So you can use one of these on one of those little I don't know how many liters they are, but it's like a little keg. Looks like a gallon type keg. But yeah, Picnic Tap 2.0. Definitely check it out. Like I said, I'll leave a link. It's not an affiliate link, just a link down below. Just a great inventor. He's here in the US. I mean, yeah, I've had some people argue with me on that. Come on, support your local people. Cheers, and thank you again for joining us here at Bitter Reality Brewing. Picnic Tap 2.0.